connect them one by one, a remarkable scene emerges. A mid-19th century map of Korea, hand-drawn with its mountains and rivers, the 대동여지도. Fully unfolded, it becomes a massive map about 6.7 meters in height. But what's truly astonishing is not its size. It vividly depicts how mountain ranges extend from Baekdusan Mountain to form the land, and how rivers win their way through villages. Like modern maps, it uses symbols clearly, with 10 re-intervals to guide travelers. A truly groundbreaking idea for its time. Another reason this map is remarkable, a woodblock print. Made practical for all classes, 양반 elite and commoners alike to use. Comparable even to modern surveying techniques, this map was not created by the genius of Kim Jong-ho alone. Beginning with the early Joseon world map, 혼일강리 역대국도 지도, it builds upon the tradition of earlier scholars such as 정상기 and 신경준, culminating in this monumental masterpiece. Perhaps Joseon sought to reflect its care for the lives of its people within this map. Across rugged mountain ranges and winding rivers, countless roads were carved into woodblocks. Along the grand paths traced by the 대동여지도, we now take a new step forward into history.
The snow is accumulating rapidly.
Temperatures are dropping fast, so stay safe out there. Look behind me.
여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon So-hwa, and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, K-culture in photos, and a look at K-pop issues in the month of June with our expert David Kim. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Walter Lee. Happy Monday, Walter.
Happy Monday, Soa, and hello to our K-Culture Dive viewers. I'm Walter Lee, to co-host alongside Soa and fill you all in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
All right, Walter, let's kick off with K-Enter News then. Now, we recently talked about BTS's growing success in neighboring Japan, I remember, and it looks like BTS is not the only group that's seeing growing momentum there.
That's correct, Soa. So BTS have been showcasing their massive presence in Japan, topping Billboard Japan's 2026 media rankings with their fifth studio album, Arirang, securing the #1 spot with more than 706,000 copies sold and also ranking #1 in both CD sales and streaming, while also placing #2 in downloads. Now, the album's sustained momentum reflects the group's enduring popularity among our Japanese listeners. Now, however, it is not just BTS who are making their name heard, as 6 K-pop acts landed albums on Billboard Japan's first half top 20 album sales rankings as well. Now, some of those groups include ENHYPEN, Tomorrow by Together, HYBE's Japan-based boy group and team, and To Us. Now, as well as IVE, who we actually talked about recently. With so many K-pop groups finding success in Japan, we actually hope that this is just one of many ways that Korea and Japan can strengthen bilateral relations.
Well, great achievement there. And next, Walter, we're going to have a talk about a girl group that has been showing a lot of promise with their latest album. Who
Indeed, we
are we
are
talking about?
We are talking about girl group aespa and their second full-length album, Lemonade, which has debuted at #9 on the Billboard 200. This is Billboard's main album chart in the US, according to Billboard's chart preview released on Sunday local time. aespa recorded 41,000 album units, securing a top 10 position. Now, with this achievement, aespa have earned their third top 10 entry on the Billboard 200 following the success of their albums Girls and My World. Now, with Lemonade, aespa continues to see steady growth in the US market while showcasing the strength of their global fan base as well. Now, the album has also performed strongly on major music and album charts in several countries, drawing attention to its potential for sustained success in the months ahead.
And last but not least, let's turn to Korean box office news. And you've got some updates on Colony or Gunche.
Yes, I do. So the zombie horror thriller Colony or Gunche continued its impressive box office run over the weekend, topping the box office for the third consecutive week. Now, according to the Korean Film Council's integrated ticketing system, Colony attracted more than 603,000 moviegoers during the June 5th to 7th weekend, securing the #1 spot. Its cumulative audience has now reached just over 4.72 million viewers, putting the film on the verge of passing the 5 million admissions milestone. Also, the newly released Wild Sing claimed second place on the weekend box office chart. The comedy drew just over 321,000 viewers over the same period, bringing its cumulative audience total to roughly 543,000. Now, industry observers expect a very tight battle between Colony and Wild Sing in the coming weeks, and so do we.
Well, Wild Sing is the one that I haven't watched yet. Let's see how the figures will look in the coming weeks. Thank you very much, Walter, for those updates.
No worries.
And now we move on to our AI anchor, Arirang, for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Swa. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. The Seoul city government is launching a search for top-quality accommodation that provides safe and reliable lodging for foreign visitors, while contributing to local communities. Applications for the program, dubbed the 2026 Best Seoul Stay, will be accepted through June 24th. The program is open to foreign tourist homestays and traditional Hanok guest houses registered under the Seoul Stay brand. A city-led initiative launched in 2013 to enhance the quality of those accommodations for international travelers. The city plans to designate up to 20 outstanding Seoul Stay properties this year and provide grants of up to 5 million won, or around $3,230 each, to support facility improvements, operations, and marketing. The National Museum of Korea, which welcomed a record 6.5 million visitors last year, is on track to continue its strong growth this year. From January through May, the museum drew more than 3.25 million visitors, up 45% from the same period a year earlier. The number of foreign visitors reached about 122,000, marking a 58% increase year-on-year. The museum is set to roll out a series of new exhibitions later this month. Masterpieces of Thai art opens on June 23rd, while an exhibition highlighting Korean dining culture and K-food is scheduled to begin in July. South Korea's UNESCO-listed tidal flats are set to see expansion, with additional sites likely to be added to the World Heritage List. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, the advisory body on natural heritage to the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, has recommended approval of the second phase nomination of Korean tidal flats. If approved, the expanded World Heritage property would include tidal flats in Yeosu, Goheung, Muan, and Seosan, in addition to the 4 sites inscribed in 2021, namely Seocheon, Gochang, Sinan, and Bosong Suncheon tidal flats. The proposal is expected to be formally approved at the 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee set for Busan next month. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. Fighting. This is Korea's unique way of saying you can do it or you got this. At first, many people thought it was just Konglish, a Korean-style English expression. But now, fighting or fighting has even been added to the Oxford English Dictionary as a uniquely Korean expression of encouragement. And in these photos, you can see Koreans making the classic fighting pose, raising a fist with determination. Actors do it at press events, entertainers do it on TV shows, and even national athletes do it before leaving for international competitions. Because honestly, there are moments in life when everyone needs a little fighting. And speaking of that, the real fighting season is almost here. The World Cup is just around the corner. So today, we're sending a big fighting not only to Team Korea, but to every footballer getting ready to step onto the world stage. Where do you think this photo was taken? A woman in a flowing white dress stretches out her arms beside rushing water, almost as if she's trying to embrace the cool summer breeze. And this isn't a mountain valley or a seaside vacation spot. It's right in the middle of Seoul at the Cheonggyecheon stream. As early summer heat begins to settle in this June, more and more people are heading to Cheonggyecheon to cool off. Here, you can really see how the stream transforms into an everyday summer escape. Children dip their hands and feet into the water, parents sit nearby with their kids, and elderly visitors rest along the stream to escape the heat for a while. It can feel almost like a mini summer getaway without the need to leave the city. And that's not the end of the story. When night falls, Cheonggyecheon takes on a completely different atmosphere through a project called Cheonggye Seoul Ocean. The stream becomes a giant canvas for media art, with waves of light and digital imagery flowing across the water, walking path, and nearby walls. A woman walks slowly down a flower-filled path surrounded by blooming hydrangeas. And if you guessed this place is Jeju-do Island,
You're right. June is hydrangea season in Jeju, when the island begins to fill with soft summer colors. In Korea, this particular flower is often associated with the arrival of early summer, and every year, flower lovers travel to Jeju, hoping to catch this short but beautiful season at its peak. And what makes hydrangeas especially fascinating is this: their colors can actually change depending on the soil. Some bloom in sky blue, others turn purple, pink, or even deep red. As you can see in these photos, entire gardens become covered in layers of color. Visitors stop to take pictures, carefully capturing each flower from every angle. For many people, Jeju's hydrangea season has become one of Korea's most beloved signs that summer has officially arrived. Shining metallic robots stand side by side with human models beneath dramatic lights, creating a futuristic runway that feels somewhere between fashion, technology, and outer space. These photos were taken at an AI fashion show in Seoul. The show explored how humans and physical AI might interact in everyday environments, with robots designed to move and respond in real-world spaces. Rather than presenting robots simply as machines, the performance highlighted how AI technology could become more closely integrated into daily life, creativity, and artistic expression. With glowing lights, futuristic styling, and synchronized movements, the stage transforms into a kind of sci-fi universe where fashion is a way to imagine new possibilities for the relationship between humans and technology. Whether it's cooling off by the stream, walking through flower-filled path, or imagining the future with AI, June in Korea is full of unique scenes and stories.
The K-pop industry is seeing a wave of comebacks and new releases this June. Today, we'll discuss some of the biggest K-pop headlines, music trends, and the upcoming BTS concert in Busan with David Kim, content creator and adjunct professor at Kyungil University. David, welcome back.
Hello, glad to be back.
All right, we're happy to have you back, David. We're going to talk about all these new comebacks and releases, and we're seeing some veteran groups with over a decade of experience, as well as some newer acts that are still establishing themselves in the K-pop industry. So what do you find most interesting about the month of June?
Well, first of all, June is expected to be really packed, and the competition is going to be absolutely fierce, because I've just done my research and it seems like more than 15 groups, and these are all big groups coming back in June.
Wow.
We have a massive lineup. So on top of that, the most interesting thing is, as you mentioned, we're no longer just expecting a playground for 4th and 5th gen K-pop idols that have been dominating nowadays. But this June, we're going to be seeing some very rare comebacks, such as 2nd gen idols like SHINee. We also have 3rd gen idols, absolute vocal queens like Mamamoo coming back. Personally, very excited about that as well. On top of that, while the K-pop scene nowadays have been predominantly very successful with girl groups in general, this June we're going to have a lot of boy groups coming back with massive fandoms, groups that you've all heard of, like ATEEZ, Boy Next Door, Rise. So it's absolutely going to be fierce in terms of competition.
Yeah, I know we've been reporting as well on IOI's comeback as well for their 10th year debut anniversary. But girl groups in particular seem to be drawing a lot of attention. I've been keeping a close eye on this. I'll jump ahead and say I've been watching Le Sserafim as well as NMIX. Are there any teams or performances you're especially looking forward to, David?
Well, as a K-pop fan that has been standing for over 10 years, a decade, I personally am biased a little bit more towards Mamamoo, because I feel like they are the absolute vocal queens. They are very, very talented, and it's very exciting as a fan to see the full group come back in such a long time. So shout out to Mamamoo. But as a content creator as well, I do have to keep up with the trends nowadays, which leads me to the absolute trend viral queens nowadays. nowadays, which is Hearts to Hearts. And you've probably heard their song Rude with the iconic sound like, do you know what he said to me? You know, right?
I did a challenge actually.
So they've absolutely have a massive success in terms of virality on short form platforms. So a lot of eyeballs are looking towards to their next album, which is coming soon. And people are wondering whether they can replicate that viral magic. And we've seen a lot of short forms just pop up with their star members like Ian or Stellar with their unique signature lines like the one I said before. And another point is that nowadays in the K-pop industry, there have been a lot of hype-based groups that have been dominating the sector. But now we finally have a traditionally very strong powerhouse SM coming back with Hearts to Hearts. So the competition is going to be very, very interesting to look at.
I'm very glad that you mentioned Mamamoo, because I thought that many K-pop fans abroad would not be that familiar with Mamamoo. But I remember we did talk to an expert before abroad who actually specifically mentioned that he's a big fan of Mamamoo. So it's interesting to see that these groups, these earlier generation groups, and those vocal groups are also getting the attention these days. And you did mention the viral queens like Hearts to Hearts. So these catchy songs, hooks, and short-form challenges often go viral together these days. And some people even say that these short forms, because they are generating so much buzz, that it's even more important than the actual music performances. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, it's definitely true that nowadays K-pop groups cater more towards the short-form platforms with very addictive viral hooks and such. And we've seen recently very viral hits such as Quartetz's Green Green, and also Eyelids, It's Me. You've all heard that before, right? So yeah, it's definitely important, but in my point of view, I feel like the traditional music shows still have a very big significance in the K-pop scene, just because at the core, K-pop is a fan-driven business after all. So if you want to satisfy the needs of the core fandom, you have to provide those kind of content that is really just diverse in matters such as, you have changing concepts, outfits, you can see the visual, technical, intricacy of the group itself. And also you can see like the ending fairies, which are the highlight and the cherry on top for these music shows. So not only short form success, but we have like the music shows and also other promotions and the fan meets, which are very important.
I think short forms are especially very good for people who are maybe not into K-pop, but they see the song or listen to the song for the first time on short forms. And in that way, they actually get to watch the original music video.
Yes.
That's the case in many cases.
That's actually how I get to know a lot of new bands coming up as well. And sort of talking about this as well, songs, sampling from older songs is not a new thing in music, but K-pop has been doing it recently, and with a lot of, let's say, westernized or South Americanized sort of songs, such as Serapin's Bumpala. Now, it's got a mashup with Macarena, and for those who don't know, that was probably our generation, or my generation of the, let's say, Gangnam Style. That was so long ago. But why do you think this strategy is working so well in K-pop right now?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I think it's because of the instant familiarity. As you can see in Walter's response, he was absolutely excited to introduce Macarena. You can already bypass the unfamiliarity, and you can just get used to the song instantly, and there's a lot of nostalgia. A lot of older fans or older people could get hooked into it very, very quickly. So I think that's one functionality of it. The number two would be the modern reinterpretation. It's very interesting to see old songs like Macarena being revived and adapted into a K-pop concept. As BTS RM said, K-pop is like bibimbap. You mix all the genres with old and new, different languages. So Le Sserafim with Boompala is definitely doing something like that. So for the newer fans, for the Gen Z, for the Gen Alpha that are listening to this, that have never known what Macarena is, they're getting a new reinterpretation. It sounds very fun and trendy at the same time.
I keep like bobbing my head right now to the boom pala boom pala.
Yeah, it's very addictive.
But very interesting is that Macarena is actually a female name, while boom pala I heard is a made-up chant kind of thing. So yeah, it's very interesting how they reinterpret this. But on another note, David, idols these days seem to be busier than ever. So whenever they release a new album or even just a mini album, they have to go on tours and they have to create lots of different content. So what do you think about this constant activity? It probably has advantages, but maybe also some concerns?
Yeah, so we've talked a lot about short form and digital platforms, and I think it's driven by that. The cause is the short form craze, I think, because in the digital era, we have to have nonstop stimulation. Unfortunately, the attention span has shortened a lot. So for the K-pop scene as well, too, they have to push out constant stimulation or content, aka music videos, short forms, challenges, whatnot. So yeah, that's one factor. And there's a lot of competition. As you can see in June, we have more than 15 groups coming back. So if you just rest for a while, like 3 months, 6 months, there's a risk that you might be forgotten. So it's become a very fierce competition field. So I guess the bright side would be you can maximize the profit in terms of the company side, and also for the idols as well too. If they have good contracts, they can maximize their own revenue streams, and they could provide financial security, which a lot of idols need after their activities. On the contrary, for the darker side, I think there would be definitely side effects like burnout, or the burnout of creativity. A lot of people are criticizing nowadays that the songs are getting more factory-like because they have to push it out in shorter terms. So there are criticisms about that as well.
Yes, I've noticed with short form as well that once something small goes viral, all the fan pages post it, and you've suddenly got a reel full of the same post, which you can't escape from. But I guess that's just more publicity for the groups and the agents themselves. But let's move on to BTS. Now, David, you're lucky to go see them live in Seoul, but you are a Busan boy, actually. And that's what is coming up very soon after they just had a very good, very successful North American tour. Now, the Busan concert is ready and just around the corner. So looking at recent BTS-related news, what has surprised you the most?
I think the last time you went to Goyang, right?
Yes,
that's the last concert.
I went to their first concert, and now I'm going to the Busan one. Very, very lucky. But what surprised me the most from the world tour that's been going on so far is definitely that scene at Mexico, the palace we've all seen together, and also Las Vegas lighting up all in red with all the BTS signs. So yeah, the economic impact, the diplomatic effect they had, that was all just them being cultural ambassadors, and I think they've elevated their status from K-pop idols into like a next level. So that was just impressive to see, and also the sheer scale of people lining up and the merch selling out the stadiums. That is just all impressive as a whole. On top of that, you've definitely noticed that their tour name Arirang and their song Body to Body has the Arirang chant part, and armies and fans all over the world memorizing the lyrics of Arirang and singing it all over the world is just crazy if you think about it. So yeah, those kind of things were the most memorable to me. And also, just to add on a little bit, them coming to Busan after their North American leg is very impressive logistics-wise, because they're coming backwards, essentially. And this is all because they're doing their festa, their 13th year anniversary after their military service. So they're coming back to their roots. They're saying thank you to their homeland. So it's very, very meaningful.
I can imagine that Busan will be turning into purple during that period. But David, so with this concert taking place on June 12th and 13th, Busan is already buzzing. Hotels are fully booked, and yeah, there are still last-minute preparations underway. So as you are lucky enough to go to Busan, tell us what you're most excited about. And do you think there's actually going to be a kind of difference in this concert in Busan this time?
Well, what I'm most excited about is saving money from the accommodation, because I have my own house over
Right.
there, so I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. But anyways, I've heard the price gouging incidents have been pretty bad, so I hope armies can get some affordable deals. I heard there are temple stays happening as well, too.
Right.
So yeah, on top of that, I think Busan is just a beautiful coastal city. Everyone visits after visiting Seoul. So like just that city lighting up in purple, red, and being filled with global citizens and armies visiting, and just imagining that scene at the beach and all that is just mind-boggling to me. It's very exciting personally, as it's my hometown. And on top of that, because it's going to be Festa period for BTS, it's their 13th anniversary, very special. I am expecting there to be some exclusive or surprise events or stages from BTS. That's just my hope, but it seems very plausible, so fingers crossed.
Okay, keep us updated on that. Enjoy the concert. And because we earlier heard from Seong that piting is also a word that many foreigners and K-pop fans also use. Let's say piting to BTS as well and to K-pop in the month of June. Thank you very much, David, for coming in today. And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to have you back here later this week.
See you soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.